Hi folks, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to episode 3 of Motovloggers Unplugged. This week we have Steve, better known as the Exeter Rider. Let's get on with it. Steve, great to have you here, mate. How you doing?
I'm very well, Grant. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. I've always wanted to do one of these, so this is absolutely perfect. Thank you for
Brilliant,
having me.
mate. Brilliant. Right, well, we just get straight into it.
Yep.
First question. What got you into motovlogging? Was there a particular moment that started it all?
I think I'm the same as probably 99% of people that are moto vloggers. I wanted to create a diary of my rides, basically.
Yeah.
And back then, I think 2018 is when I started properly. I did have a channel before that, and it was in a time where 1080p was kind of going out and 4K was coming in.
Yeah.
And so I bought a drift camera, and I just got the bug. There's a lot that I like about YouTube, which we might touch on at some point, but I like the way that you can put a video out for free, and it can be totally scalable. You know, you
Yeah.
haven't
Yeah.
got to work too hard to make it grow,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's what I liked about it. So that's how I got into it, really. Same as everybody else. And then it just grew from there. Then I got bitten by the bug, and life has
Yeah.
never been the same.
Yeah.
If you ask my missus, you should.
Okay, dokie. How long have you been making YouTube videos? Well, you just answered that, 2018.
I did, but
Yeah,
I did have a channel before that, which was just a crummy one, when I would take bikes out, and it would just be 360p on my phone.
yeah,
Uh, Awful videos, but just like 20-second long videos. You upload it, and then they never got any traction for good reason. They weren't very good. But yeah, 2018 is when I properly started to do it.
yeah, yeah. How did you come up with your channel's name? Well, that's a kind of obvious one, is it not?
Uh, it is obvious, but there is some foundation behind it. I chose Exeter Rider because I was always a firm believer in choosing a name which is easy to spell. Some people's um, YouTube channels are really long-winded
Yeah,
and quite hard to remember. So I
like
wanted something for
like
people that was easy to remember. And
like Haggis Whisper. Or,
oh well, no, yours is still quite simple, but it's also very searchable
yeah,
on the SEO side.
yeah,
You know, people type in Exeter, and quite often it'll be Exeter Rider comes up straight away.
yeah,
So there's a big part on the SEO side of it, which is why I done that as well.
yeah,
And that's what I am. I am, riding around in Exeter quite often.
yeah. Good. How would you describe your channel?
How would I describe it? These are good questions. I think most people look at me as a review channel. I think that's kind of the opening that I've got there. But I've never thought I am. I've trying not to be just a review channel.
Yeah, yeah,
And I mean, really, I only have probably one or two reviews a month at the moment going through, and the rest of it is ride outs and all sorts of things. I like the variation. I like to make varied videos
yeah, yeah,
rather than the same old thing. And that's something which I seem to have nailed in 2024, and I'm hoping to do again in 2025. But as you know, Graham, it's a grind, isn't it? Being able
yeah,
to get the videos out.
yeah. Oh, my
It's
light
very
just went out there.
that's Scottish Power, is it? Is it?
That's it. I've not paid my bills. Hold on, see if we can do something. That's a wee bit
It's like a
better.
seance or something. Oh.
Right, sorry, what you were saying there. Did you
Uh,
finish there? Sorry.
I kind of, yeah, kind of pretty much said it. Yeah, but my channel, for me, I want to make it varied. I don't want to be
Yeah,
the same old thing, review. Sometimes in the summer, it's got to be just to keep the channel ticking
yeah,
and keep some of the manufacturers happy. But overall, I enjoy doing the reviews, but they are a lot of work, and as we all know, there isn't a lot of money in YouTube.
no,
So
no.
yeah, so I like to be varied. That's my number one
Yeah,
thing of all.
okay. The first time you recorded a video, how did it feel to speak to the camera?
Um, Yeah, I think you just waffle, really, don't you? I think in the beginning you just kind of waffle and you don't really have any context as such when you're new to it. And over time, I think you realise the importance of content is king,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you start learning to storytell. Because my storytelling is terrible, but as with all YouTube, it's a skill that I like to pick up.
yeah,
Along the way, everything about it is great to learn. It's
yeah.
really good
I
fun
mean,
to learn.
I still find it weird. I'm okay if the camera's not pointing at me. I'm fine. It's when the camera's actually pointing at me, I get a bit. I don't know. It just feels weird.
Okay,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I've got to force myself to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
did find that with the walk rounds that I'd done, because I like to say I was one of the first people to do a proper walk round where I set the camera up and walk around the bike
yeah,
with me in the frame as well, rather than just on the helmet cam.
yeah,
In the early days, that was hard work because
yeah,
I didn't have wireless technology. It was all a cable, a 3 meter long cable, and the amount of times I pulled my camera off the tripod, you won't believe it. So it was difficult in the early days, and it's that used to be the hardest part for me, was doing the walk rounds and trying to be myself and
yeah.
making sure everything worked. So yeah, but over time it just becomes easier, doesn't it? So
I mean, that video you done with your bloopers with people walking past and all that was
mm.
brilliant.
I'm
That was
glad you saw
great.
that.
It was
Good.
brilliant. Really good.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that.
I've done a few of them and they never seem to do well, but the people that do watch them really like them.
Yeah,
So yeah.
it was brilliant. Suppose we know what it's like to do it, so maybe that's
Yeah.
what it is. Um,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Do you get any bloopers yourself along the
oh,
way, or
plenty of them. Yeah, I just
you should
delete
put
them
them
though.
out?
I should put them out. Yeah, I should. Yeah. In fact, I'll maybe do that next year.
Yeah.
We do that.
We all want to see that.
Yeah. How do you deal with negative comments or criticism on your videos?
Okay, so there's different sorts of negative comment. There's the ones that are rude, in which case they get booted straight away. And what I mean by rude is if somebody sort of says, "Oh, I don't know, you could have taken that corner a lot better. You're a
Yeah,
rubbish rider or whatever." I
yeah,
consider that kind of a bit abrupt and yeah, rubs me up the wrong way. If it's somebody who says something like, "Oh, can you change the angle of your camera?" Then
yeah,
yeah, fine. That's a constructive comment as
yeah,
far as I'm concerned, and not even a negative. Um, so quite often I'll give them a chance, and like as I say, if it's a rude one, then they're gone. I don't mess around. I don't
yeah,
not
yeah,
answer or heart it or anything. I just get rid of them.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, as the channel gets bigger, you kind of get more of them. But at the same time, once they're weeded out, they're normally gone for good. They don't generally come back, from my experience.
yeah.
Have you had any of that experience?
I haven't, not yet. I haven't. But I think that's because my channel's so small just now. Obviously, as it gets bigger, I'll probably get that. But
So as
nothing
of
yet.
the 13th, for Friday the 13th for 2024, how many subscribers have you got now?
428.
You should have much more than that with your filming
Well, you
or
want to tell
drone
everybody?
footage. Well, yeah, you've got like
Yeah,
your how do I word it? Your where you ride and your drone footage. Your drone footage is amazing because you don't overdo it
yeah,
either. You
yeah,
leave the people wanting more, and
yeah.
that's a great skill that you've got. So yeah,
Right.
keep that going.
Yeah, I'll keep it going. I mean, I've only been doing it for 2.5 years, maybe.
Right.
This year's been my best year. I've had like 170 subs this year, which is
Yeah.
the most I've had. So it is going up. So
Yes. Yeah.
just got to keep plodding away at it.
Yeah. Then you get to 1,000. That's your first big milestone, really,
Yeah,
isn't it? Getting to the 1,000.
yeah, yeah. Could you walk us through your current setup, cameras, microphones, mounts? So, what make do you use cameras?
Yeah, so cameras, I'm on DJI Action 5. I've used my
Right.
GoPro 9 since 2021. And to be fair, I have had problems with the GoPro, but it's been
Mhm.
pretty solid. It hasn't been too bad.
Yeah.
Not as bad as some people might think. For me, I don't know about you, Graham, what you use, but I think the GoPro 9 and the 12 are the best ones out of the recent years.
Yeah.
I think the rest of them were quite
I
problematic.
had GoPro 10s, and to be honest, I never get any bother with them. The only reason I went to DJI was for the wireless mic.
Yes, a lot to be
That,
said for that.
yeah, definitely.
And you use that in your helmet as well, do you? The wireless?
Yeah, yep,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're using microphone wise?
Yeah, I'm using a mini now, DJI mini mic.
Right, okay. How'd you
One of the
find
new
that?
ones. Very good. I mean, you can't control it, like you can with the DJI Mic 2s, with the
Right,
gains and all that sort of thing. But in all honesty, I hate doing anything to do with audio anyway, setting it up, because I don't really know what I'm listening for anyway.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so yeah, I mean, I'm a plug and play guy. I want to plug it in and off it goes.
yeah. I'm kind of like that myself, to be honest. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Camera settings. What do you use? Do you use auto or are you a manual guy? Do you input all the settings or?
Nah. Well, to a level. I mean, I always film in a high bit rate, 4K 60 if I'm doing a walk round or any sort of vlogging, and 4K 30 on the bike, super
Right.
wide or whatever they call it on the DJI. How about you? You're a 4K 60 guy, aren't you? Rider?
30. I dropped it down to
Uh,
30.
Right.
To be honest, it's a smaller file size, and I don't really notice any difference between 60 and 30.
No. But the
Um,
computer does, doesn't it? When you're logging it on, when you're putting it on the computer,
oh,
60 struggles.
yeah. Well, I've got a gaming PC, so I can kind of power through it anyway, sort of thing. So,
Right. Okay. Yeah.
um,
Mine's pretty good, but it's still, yeah, it does struggle when I put it
yeah,
on Filmora in 60.
yeah.
It
I did.
just
I upscaled a video to 8K, and my PC struggled a bit with that, but it done it.
right. Did you
Um,
notice much difference in
no,
8K?
no.
No. Hmm.
I
But
think
that
once you
being
get by,
said, I guess it's good if you're panning in, isn't it? If you want to do certain
yeah,
shots of,
yeah.
different angles.
In fairness, it wasn't shot in 8K, it was in 4K. I just scaled it up to 8K. So,
Right.
you know, it, if you
Yeah.
shot it in 8K, it would probably look better. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely.
But at the end of the day, YouTube downgrades it to, or buffers it down to 1080 anyway, doesn't it? So
That's it. Yep, definitely.
yeah.
Software for editing, what do you use?
I use Filmora. Always have. I'd like to change. My brother's trying to. He's a professional filmographer who's helped me a lot over the years, as you can imagine.
Mhm.
Um, I'm thinking of moving on, but in all fairness, I just don't really feel I need to. I'd rather put my efforts into getting better content um, than learning a new software. I'd
Yeah,
rather. I've got a
yeah,
lot more other bigger fish to fry
yeah,
than learning something new at the moment, let alone getting a video out every week, which is, difficult in itself.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. How about you, Graham? What are you on? You're Da Vinci, aren't you?
I'm on DaVinci, yeah.
Yeah.
I bought that because purely for the voice isolation.
Oh, yes.
I can take all the background noise out and still hear my voice okay.
Phil Moore's got that now. Did you know that?
Has it got it now?
Yeah, since
Right,
13. Yeah, the upgrade.
right, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. How much planning goes into your videos before you make them?
That's a good question. I think quite often, if I know that I'm going out to film, I'll get something in my head of how I want to do it. And I expect you might find this as well, but quite often that would change once you're out there
Yeah,
actually filming. It
yeah,
might as well chuck it out the window, haven't you?
yeah,
I've actually
definitely.
gone out with not a script, but a bullet pointed shot list. I would call it a shot list
Yeah,
before now, and I don't even pull it out the bag to have a look at it. It
right.
just it's a very like congruent thing, isn't it? Filming when you go out to knock up a film, it kind of evolves
Yeah,
as you
yeah.
go along.
See, I tend to research everything. I check on Google Maps. I say, right, I'm going to put the camera on at this point. I'm going to film this. I'm going to use the drone there. So I'm
Yeah.
quite specific that way or weird that way.
Right. And so you stick to it then, do you?
Yeah, I try to. It doesn't always happen though. All it takes is one road to be closed and that's you screwed.
That's true. Yeah,
You know, so
yeah. Very good point.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
What's the hardest part of managing a motovlogging channel?
Right. Yeah, it's time. I think everybody probably says the same thing.
Yeah,
It's a very time consuming thing for very little financial reward.
yeah,
Um, Now, over time, I've kind of started to treat Exeter Rider as a business. I think that's done me a favor, probably because I've had to, for being able to get the bikes, the press bikes. You kind of have to run as a business anyway.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think it's definitely difficult to film. I mean, what I'd like to do really, where I really want to focus my efforts, is on the actual construction of a video and the actual filming of it. Really, that's where I want to concentrate. But then I actually spend more time editing. I used to enjoy editing, and I still do to an extent. But the way that I do my reviews with the bike to bike, or sometimes I've got a somebody in a car that will follow me, which you'll see in a lot of videos coming up. Um, it takes a huge amount of time,
yeah,
to
yeah.
do
Oh,
that, and then
definitely. Yeah,
yeah, and to actually edit it as well is yeah, it's a biggie. Everybody's in the same boat.
yeah. I always say it that the editing can take longer than the actual trip did. And
Yes, yeah,
but
and
uh,
it's and what also, and I'm sure you're the same. The amount that you have to chuck out, you have to
yeah,
leave on the
yeah,
cutting room floor
yeah, yeah.
is criminal.
You're filming for hours and you're trying to make a 10-minute video. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And
yeah,
then you end up with all this other stuff, which is really good footage. And I've got a video coming out on Sunday of a recent ride out that I've done on down in Cornwall. And the amount of stuff that I've chucked out, and I'm looking at it
yeah,
thinking, I've got a second video there, but I
yeah,
can't put that out. There's one video, and that's the way it's got to be. So
yeah. I'm the same. Yep, definitely. Yep. How do you balance riding for pleasure versus riding for content? Do you ever feel like the camera takes away the experience, or
no,
no?
no, I like doing both. I would say that when I haven't got my camera on me, I would say that I do actually miss it.
Yeah,
I like having the camera in front of me. If I've got the opportunity to go out, even if I've got a good friend of mine that I go down to, right down to Torquay and places like that, do the sort of coastal route. And quite often I won't have my camera, um, and I miss it.
yeah,
Things
yeah,
happen and you think, I've got a video there and I haven't got my
yeah.
camera. So
I'm the
I
same.
enjoy, are you the same? Yeah.
Yeah, I rarely go out without the camera. Very rare. Yeah.
What do you like more, Graham? Because I cannot fathom now whether I like making videos and YouTubing or whether I like biking more. It's a split thing for me.
I like both, to be honest. Yeah, I like both. I like being
Yeah.
out on a bike, but I like filming it as well. And I like the editing side of it. So it's the whole package, really.
It's all good, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's brilliant.
Yeah,
I think it's amazing that we're kind of our age, now, and we've got the opportunity to do this. Because
yeah.
in 20 years' time, it's going to be a lot harder to pick up a
No,
camera and make a good go of it, isn't it?
with an electric bike, you'll only be able to go 40 miles.
Yeah. That's all I do now anyway, Graham.
Are there any moto vloggers that inspire you?
Ooh, people that inspire me. I'm not saying it because you're here, but people like you that can know how to film properly.
Oh, do
You
I?
know, yeah, you do. Yeah, I think it's a recent video that you done with the drone footage, and I was just like, wow, I want the drone. Um, so yeah, there's you. I think you can pick up anything from anybody. You can
Yeah,
learn
wee
from
bits and bobs. Yeah, of
absolutely.
different people. Yep.
Yeah, and you can string all that together over the years. And um, at the moment, I'm taking an interest in Dave Perry's really good TV
Yeah. Yep.
series, because he's, at the end of the day, he's him and obviously his wife was a production manager or something. Is that what they call him?
Yeah.
Producer.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to me how he structures a video, and
Yeah.
that's something I really nerd out on, that I'd really enjoy learning to do, and I want
Yeah.
to do more of that. So
Crazy Legs on a bike. I like his style of doing videos as well.
yes, there's
They're
another
really
good
good.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very, very good vlogger. Yeah, and I hope he knows that as well. And that's why he's got 3,500 subs, isn't it?
Yep. Yep. Definitely. Without
And
a
that's
doubt.
hard to do on a vlogging channel, get that amount of people.
Yeah. Definitely. Do you have a favourite video you've made, and what made it special for you?
Oh God, that's quite that caught up hairs on the back of my neck. That does. Yeah, there is a few. God, I don't know why I'm getting emotional. That's silly. I'm not normally this much of a wussy. So I got a few. So the first one, which I remember, which really touched me, really, was when we all get times doing YouTube where it becomes really difficult to do, and the grind becomes too much, and you think, "What the hell am I doing this for?"
Yeah.
And I had that back in 2019, and I was on a Hayabusa, I think it was. No, it wasn't the Hayabusa. It was the what's that other Suzuki that they made in the 80s? Katana.
Katana. Yep.
And I was doing a walk round, and I just had enough that day. I was thinking, what the hell am I doing? And this chap rode by and turned around, and I've got this on video. And he turned around and come back again, and he said to me, "Are you the Exeter rider?" And I said, "Oh my God!" And just in that instant, in that instant, I snapped out of it, and I was back on track again for another year or two.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so that's one of my videos. I love my blooper videos, like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
brought
They're
up
good.
earlier, and they never do very well. I don't even think the older ones have got over 1,000 views, which is kind of disappointing. And my video when I lost my father-in-law, and I made a video about
Yeah.
him.
Yep.
You seen that one? Did you see that?
Don't think I've seen that. No.
No, it's quite touching. So I guess more for me my favorite type of videos are the people that are in it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the bikes that are in it.
Yeah. It's not just about the bike sort of thing. It's the people involved in it, or interaction with them. Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
And this Sunday's video, I've got one where we went out, and there's a couple people. One of them called David Hawkins, who's been with me since the start, and you really appreciate those people, because you have to remember
Yeah.
back in when I started it and doing the type of videos that I was doing, reviews, there was a lot of people trying to shoot you down, and
Yeah.
it was really, really tough
Right.
to do it. And Dave was been there since the beginning, but I've actually got him when I put my camera up on the rocks and I'm shooting. I've got my wireless mic on, but of
Right.
course they don't know what it is, do they? They just see me with this fluffy thing on there, thinking that's a funny looking poppy, Steve. Uh, um, and we're just talking, and it's just nice to capture their personalities,
Yeah. Yep.
on camera, and that's what I love the most. You know, people, I prefer more people coming in on my channel than the bikes.
Yeah. Yep. Right. Makes sense. What's one ride or route you'd recommend every motorcyclist should try? You have any
You see,
special one, or?
I've got my own, but they're all local, because I've had a young family. Now they're a little bit older. My youngest lad is nearly 13, so I'll be able to kind of venture out a bit more. At the moment, I generally just stick to Devon.
Yeah. Mhm.
So my favourite route is going from Exeter to Dawlish to Teignmouth, Torquay, and some of the coves that are around there.
Right.
That's lovely in the summer.
Right.
So and I sometimes go down Cornwall as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't really speak too much on that, because I'm not going as far as what I want to. Put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
How about you? How far do you go?
Um, I'll only go far enough to get home in the one day, maybe 6, 7, 8 hours tops.
Right.
Um, but I tend to do wee routes. I have it all planned out. I'm a bit OCD that way. So,
Hmm.
um,
The
so
same routes, or are you still finding new ones
no,
local
I
to
can.
you?
Well, it's Scotland. There's routes everywhere. There's countryside everywhere. We're practically. I'm only 15, 20 minutes from Loch Lomond, and then from there
Yeah.
it's you know. So I can go anywhere. I like finding the single track roads. You
Oh
see that
yeah.
in the videos. There's a lot of single track roads
Yes.
because they've got the best views. So
one of my bucket lists is to come up and see you lot
Oh,
and
you should,
get
yeah.
a proper tour, because I know that I could probably spend a day going on, riding around up there. And why do that when I can just hook up with you? And
Yeah.
within 10 minutes, I'll be places which I'd never would have found.
Yeah, well, Jay and Peaky were up early this year, and I planned routes for them. One day was kind of island hopping, one day was up the mountains, and they thoroughly enjoyed it anyway. So,
Yeah, I saw that, and that Isle of Skye looked amazing.
aye, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yep. Um, Sorry, wrong one. Where do you see your channel going in the next few years?
Oh, that's a good one. To be honest, I've never really thought of that. I think I'm still evolving. I think the channel is definitely getting better. It's whether at the moment, I'm a tradesman during the day,
Yeah,
and it has been a very tough year. Work's been really tight and money's been tighter. So I haven't. It's the first year where I've kind of thought to myself, I'm not really sure if I can keep it going financially. I'm going to have to sort of knock it back and do one video a month, maybe.
yeah,
Um, when I see it going in the next few years, I would hope that I can be comfortable again, making time in the job, in the self-employed job, to be able to make more videos.
yeah.
That to be honest, that's all I want in life, really.
You don't see yourself getting into product reviews or
I
bike
can do now.
maintenance or anything like that?
I hate product reviews.
Me too.
I can't stand them. Do you? Good. Yeah, I don't think many people like him. I've got some products in the drawer down there, probably 4 or 5 products which I've actually um, said that I'm going to do, and I'm terrible. I haven't done it, and I haven't taken on any more products because
Yeah,
I'm just rubbish at actually making the
yeah.
content. I
It's
just
the
never
people
get to
that
it.
do the unboxing ones that gets me. I mean, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Get out the bloody box and film it. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah. But
What's
no,
one?
so I think to be honest, I think I'm on cloud 9 with what I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah,
I've got a good variation. Um, I've got a good group of people around me, including yourself, and I just want to look after. That is number one for me. I just want to look after my subscribers. I
yeah,
don't want to be. No one wants to watch a product review unless you're thinking of buying one. So why would
exactly.
I push
Yeah,
that on my lot? I'm
yeah,
very protective over my subscribers,
yeah.
and I want to do my best for them.
What's one thing you wish you knew before you started motovlogging?
Again, another good question, which I've never really thought
The,
of this
the, the
really.
usual answer is how expensive it is.
Yeah. There is that. But I'd also wish I knew that to cut out the dead space. And my brother, again, he was a filmographer. He's given me some. He hasn't given me a lot of advice, but over the years, the things that he's said has made the biggest impact on my channel. And one of the things that he said was kill your babies. In other
Right.
words, just because you think you like that bit in the
Yeah,
video,
yeah,
get a shot of it.
yeah,
It just doesn't matter.
yeah.
And one thing which I've got a video coming up actually where I mention this, and I'll give you an exclusive now. And a big tip I'd have for anyone is to, before you upload that edited video to YouTube, give it a day, go back on it, watch it again. And if you're thinking, oh, that bit's a little bit, oh, I don't really want to be doing this, get rid of it, chop
Yeah,
it out. Because
right,
if you don't want to watch it, they don't want to watch it.
right,
So chop
okay,
it out
yep.
and then go back the next day. And maybe even go back the following day. It's a hard
And
thing to do because when it's done, you want to get it shifted out, don't you?
yeah, because there's some things, and I've done this myself. You think, I really like that bit, that review there, and that. Then you think, but nobody else is going to like that, and then you end up deleting it. Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. And I think the more you can go back on it and sort of have a look and retrim it again, I think it's surprising how much you get rid of. And it does become a better video because
Yeah,
all you've got is the cream then,
yeah,
and every shot, every take is just the best bits.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Fine. Final question. Any
Oh.
advice for someone just starting out in motovlogging?
Push record. Again, I've mentioned this in a video. Push record. Just do it. If it's something which you're thinking of doing, you may not enjoy it. Most people find it a bit heavy going and hard work, and it really is. But it's a life changer if you get the bug. And it's not just about the filming and the actual YouTube in itself, but it's the
Yep.
people you meet along the way as well,
Yeah.
which is the most important bit of
Yeah.
all.
That's very good point. I mean, I've met a lot of people, yourself and PK and Jay and all the Scottish lads as well.
Yep.
Met a lot of good people. Yep,
Yeah.
definitely.
I consider my biking people, which are dotted all around the country, you know, I prefer them than some of my mates that I've known since school. Do you see what I mean? Because a lot of my mates from school, none of them ride, and I'm
Yeah.
just,
Yep.
they were
Yeah.
talking about football, and I'm not into football, so.
No, I'm the same. So anyone who's talking about football, I've not got a clue.
And I would say as well that it can be a very lonely place. When I first started in 2018 and I didn't know anyone, it can be very lonely when you're trying to get yourself out there and you're thinking, well, who's watching? Or I'm not meeting anyone that does the same thing. It's a lonely place to be, but give it time and it will
Yeah.
get better and easier, and
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's you answered all questions.
That was so quick, Graham. We could do
That
another hour of this.
that was 31 minutes so far.
Oh, goodness me. Yeah.
So again, thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate it, mate.
Yeah. Graham, this has been, I'm not joking, one of the biggest things. I've always wanted to do something like this. I mean,
Good,
there's
good.
more that I would like to elaborate on, really, but time's time, isn't it? But I really so appreciate, getting me on. I
Brilliant. It was a
absolutely
pleasure
made up
having
with
you
it.
on. I think you're the biggest channel I've had on so far. Quite a big channel,
Uh,
aren't you?
yeah,
20 odd thousand subs or something, isn't it?
yeah. But
Yeah.
as I say, whether I've got 12, I was the same when I had 1,200, but
Yeah.
channel side,
Yeah.
it, as you know, it doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
I wish it did mean something. I wish it meant that you got more money and stuff. But that's what I was hoping when I had 1,000 subscribers. I thought, well, if I had 24,000, I'd be absolutely made up, and I am. I'm really happy with it, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
still aren't
Anyway,
going. Sorry,
thanks
mate.
again. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I really appreciate that. And I'll speak to you later.